Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dungeons and Dragons, Eberron, Reap What You Sow, all of those wonderful things. How's everybody's week going so far?
Shit!
Okay, and that's the only answer I'll accept. Everyone had a shit week. So
I had a great week.
last session, no, it was shit. This week was the week of Ollie Day, and we all know it's a shit holiday, and so therefore a shit week. So last week, just jumping right into the game, last week we had a very interesting way that the game had ended, didn't we? We had a lot of fighting, funny enough. So just a little, there was a lot of fighting between Kieran and I think everybody, with a little bit of deliberating between Reich and everybody else.
Common denominator.
Kind of funny, because of the way YouTube has its new policies, almost all of my VODs are not suitable for what is it? Whatever they're called. And so I have to click to have them manually reviewed to make them go through. Funny enough, the hour for Kieran was like screaming at Reich, that was suitable for monetization, but the rest of them around it all say not suitable. I had to have them manually reviewed. What's up, Ollie?
She was like, oh gosh. So
Yeah.
there was no
Oh
swearing.
gosh.
Oh gosh.
It was all very PC.
Shut up.
Well, cussing's not the thing. It's just whether or not they feel like being douchebags. But all right, so let's get into this.
Well, D&D is Satanism.
Of course, well,
Some
it is.
D&D
It is. It's proven fact. Those who play D&D are Satanists. Fact, no question.
Why I have long hair.
Yep, of course. That's why I have a beard. You know what I mean? I'm hiding something behind it. You
Imagine
know,
if I could have
I'm
both.
actually hiding my Van Dyke behind my beard, so you guys can't see it. So,
And my beard was another beard.
so getting into the game, exactly where you guys left off. I think exactly where you left off. Reich had a sword to Kieran's throat, and she was halfway through casting Lightning Bolt.
Yeah.
So why don't we pick it up exactly where you guys left off? Go right ahead.
We were at the bar, and N had just come out and cast Cure Poison on Reich.
No, that might not have been.
Might not have been. It could have been anybody, right? As a hobgoblin spiritual leader or whatever, and then walked back out. And
Oh
Reich
yeah,
said,
the final line was Luca being like,
now you know how it feels.
Now you something like that.
Mhm.
It was great.
Now you get it.
Now you get it.
Now you get it. That's where we left off.
Yep. So, please. Now you know how it feels. Oh, I suppose the next line, because I think Reich wanted to respond to that. But is Reich actually going to respond, or is he going to bite his tongue and let N just kind of start speaking when he comes back in?
It's just I just look like I look unamused,
Wait.
but I don't say anything
We don't have a conversation before N comes back at all.
It's up to you guys.
unless anyone else says anything.
I would say now you know how it feels. I don't know if anyone replies to that.
So you were drunk. You stop even making an ass of yourself.
He?
Does Reich
She?
reply?
Oh, he
G.
stares.
Listen, if you guys can find somebody else who knows the area well enough to traverse it through, is a competent sailor, within your price range, because you'd be paying for it, and I point to Reich, then by all means, and now I remember how Slayer and are. Then by all means, we'll take them instead.
I yield to your wisdom.
Okay.
If that's sarcastic or not.
Eventually, G makes her way back in. Listen, Ollie made it up. It's law. So
It was actually Aaron. I just gave it the second vote that makes it law.
okay, well, Ollie voted on it. Makes it law. We can't give Aaron, that much power because all Aaron does is fight with me, whereas all he does is grump at me. So I'll take the grump over the
That's not
fight.
true.
So
Yeah, I'm too mad to fight.
So what was I gonna say? G comes back in and sits back down in the same disguise that G had before. It's actually a her right now that she had before. And
Scott,
yeah,
you're saying player volumes are low.
it's probably because I have you a little low in my headphones because I usually Will's loud in my ears. So I will adjust that.
That's fair. That's fair. Can't get mad about that.
There you go, because I have it set loud in the actual OBS. But okay, that should be a bit louder. That should be better. All right, the so with when she comes in, she sits down. She is now like prepared to speak to you guys now that he's sober and everything like that. She actually, one of the first things she does when she sits down is she looks over to see what he's drinking now. Doesn't say anything, but it's very obvious that her eyes go over to his cup. Might be nothing.
What are you drinking? Eric. She was looking at Reich, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so Eric, what are you drinking?
Water.
Oh, okay. There you go. So she doesn't ask that. She was just looking.
Yeah.
So, and she sees that it's water and everything. She then looks around to the rest of the table and she's like, so let's get into this. Kieran, I suppose you should speak first since you seem to speak for the party that you travel with.
Not so much at the moment, actually.
Hmm?
Not so much at the moment, actually. I didn't call this meeting. I'll turn to Luca.
Then she'll turn to Luca and she'll say, Luca, please.
Yes. Well, I don't know if Karen's come to you yet with this information, but she wanted someone to join us traveling the seas. She wanted my brother to join us. And I look at her and see if they give a response. Nothing.
Nothing from anybody apparently.
All right. And I thought it was a poor idea. I thought it was a bad idea, and I wanted to hear what you had to think about it.
You're referring to Kieran had mentioned something briefly yesterday or the day prior. Kieran, your suggestion was...
Yeah, I'd like you to join us on our journey through the principalities to the mirror holds.
And my concern with that is, if I go with you to the principalities, then who's here fighting for you? She says, speaking to Luca. Or better yet, her response is different, trying to like lead the conversation into a slightly different direction. My apologies, I was actually following you guys instead of leading you guys. What she says is, if Nico goes to the principalities, who would be here to defend you, his brother?
And I would say exactly.
I'm gonna hold on. People are still talking about the sound, which is hilarious because I literally have it louder than I've ever had before. And I have myself set way under you guys, so I don't know why it's coming in funny. Give me one second.
You're having the same thing I had the other day, where like, for some reason all your sounds fucks.
Yeah, it's weird because I actually have it more extreme than I usually do. Let's see. I just turned up their volume better. Can you guys speak for a second?
Hey, speak
yes.
for a second.
I remember it well.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Traveling party of Stalmore, Reich, Luca, and Kieran.
Give me 1 second while I... It's so frustrating having to fix this stuff live. You know what I mean? But you do what you gotta do, right?
How the hell else are you gonna know?
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Where's the toggle for it? Turn that up louder. I might lose my eardrums for a second.
Control. Frank keeps saying, music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that music gets loud because of how I have to switch things over. The music then goes into my ears instead of to you guys, so it gets loud for a second, but then it gets quiet again. All right, so you guys should be louder now?
Loud noises.
All right.
Yeah.
Should be louder.
All right.
All right.
So, again, I'm going to make the point that I'm worried more about the people on the ship and getting there alive than I am worried about you in your own house, Luca.
I can understand that, but there's only one person that can help me. Must be others that can help us.
There's no one I can think of. I'm entirely honest with you. Again, like, I need someone who knows the area, who can help me sail through it, and who's not a member of House Lyrandar. So what's your suggestion?
My suggestion is as simple as we find someone else. I don't have a suggestion of who else.
They don't exist. That's what I'm getting at.
No one exists. My brother is the most qualified person in the world.
I mean, to be fair, your brother is extremely well connected and is more vested in your interests than most other people in the house. So the best, most qualified person in the world? No, that would be a ridiculous claim, Luca. However, your brother is more invested than most other people in this world.
I can agree with that, and that's why I wanted my brother to be defending me.
Let me ask a question. If you were to come with us, if Nico was to come with us, would there be, when would this situation with your house progress further? What is the timetable here?
Well, he already said that it was progressing now. We have people digging up everything that I've been doing over the past however many months. They're all investigating now.
We have a year and a half worth of work that they have to dig through, and that's not a process that will happen swiftly. Our travels will give them time to go through their investigations unharassed, and I don't believe that Nico will help expedite their investigations. What he'll need to be is a person to back you up when it's time to go in front of whatever tribunal they have prepared for you.
Perhaps that's true. I don't know that to be true.
But
maybe Nico could answer that.
when we look at it, and
Yeah, we just kind of like, maybe Nico could answer that.
That is a really good question for Nico. Now, I am a good friend of Nico's, and so I'll do the best I can to speak on his behalf. One of the things that I can say is he is genuinely concerned about more things than just that. So initially, the concern was who is going to be looking after Luca? Who's going to be looking after this case while Nico was gone, should he have left? The issue with this is if Nico were to stay, he most certainly can handle that stuff. Nobody else could if he left, until Reich actually informed him that apparently somebody else has vested interest in Luca's well-being. Perhaps this person can pick up the mantle if Nico were to continue traveling with you guys.
So,
But-
what are your other concerns?
Why don't we talk about something entirely different? Why don't we talk about maybe me traveling with you instead and just remove Nico from this equation entirely? Why don't we just stop talking about Nico altogether, because it might make things a little bit easier. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Okay. So
Okay.
now, one of the things that I can say is I personally find the idea of traveling with you to be a wonderful opportunity. Though frightening for my own reasons, I find it to be a wonderful opportunity because there are many people that are now going to be digging into my own personal life and every aspect of it because of recent things that are happening, and the not giving them the opportunity to easily find the things that they're looking for sounds like it'd be more opportunistic for me.
Mm-hmm.
I look around at the setting of the bar, and I say I have a concern with that, but it's something I probably can't say here.
You can say whatever it is that you'd like, just choose your words wisely.
He takes like a deep breath to ponder it. Well, go on. Go on with the conversation. I'll try to think of a good way to convey my concern.
So why don't I describe in a little more detail what we're going to be going up against in this journey, okay? We need to get to the Mirrorhold. The easiest port access to that is through the principalities, right?
There.
Yeah. I say easiest. I mean most feasible for us to navigate there in the time constraints that we have. Not so easy because it'll be very dangerous for us to do. There's pirates, but that's all typical bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Lately, we've recently been informed that they are particularly against House Lyandar right now, and I have been told not to go there myself because they are starving the people there. So,
It sounds like the Principalities is going to be a wonderful place to travel through.
Yes, we'll be going on a much slower ship than what the Principalities have to offer. We will be targets, not only for the cargo that we carry, but the people who are on it. And we don't know the severity of the situation.
I'm assuming
So-
the reason why you want me to go to the Principalities, the reason why you seem so vehement in asking me to join you in going, is because you know that having me there is... Well, you have many more people that can assist you along the way. Some with incredible house influence and some without.
Yes.
So
Also, I can't go to my own house for help on this because I was not explicitly told not to go to the Principalities, but it was very heavily implied. I'm sure if I broadcast that information, I would be explicitly told not to. And that creates all kinds of problems with me doing it anyway and not listening and, yeah.
So if you come with us, if you decide to join us, does that mean Nico will stay back? And, like, gives you a puzzling look.
Well, I thought we were removing him from the conversation. I can't
yes,
very well say what Nico would do without me there to assist him in the little ways that I do. However, if I were to go along, Nico, I think, would have a very difficult time staying focused on his work.
I nod at that, like that's my point, but I don't say anything.
I suppose it's a matter of what's more important. And I will certainly give you my opinion on this one. I'm leaning with Kieran. It's self-serving. However, I did make a promise some time ago that I would aid you in all the ways that I can, and I'm not about to break that promise. Despite the fact that you personally murdered my family, I am a person of my word, and I understand the, what happened.
Me personally. Okay.
Luca, we're already making strides for your house and your connections. The reason why they're going down so hard on you now is because you haven't been a member of your house for how many years? You've been on the fringes. The fact that you're getting involved now and the fact that you're helping out is going to mean a considerable amount.
I agree. That's why I'm entertaining the idea of me joining for this, but I obviously want to do this. We owe your family a debt. We do. We have to do things for you, and I'm not gonna just go piss off for several
Luca,
months while we
Luca.
help Reich.
You're not helping my family on this.
No,
You're putting them
I'm,
in further harm.
no, I'm saying
preventative. Like,
post
I love
this.
Kieran.
this isn't helpful to me in the
After this.
slightest.
But he meant afterwards.
After
He meant
this.
afterwards.
Yes.
Like, this isn't helpful to me in the slightest, you realize.
Well, no, I'm saying after this.
What I care about is not getting any of the people with me killed.
Fair. I'm agreeing that I will join regardless of the circumstances, but you know how I feel.
What's Reich's opinion on this? I don't know Reich very well. We've only met... Well, I think this is the first time meeting Reich, and I have to say that I am excited to meet you. Considering circumstances, it's nice to finally meet you.
He stares.
Yes, right.
rather
Your considerable foresight. Why don't you tell us what you think in this situation?
He stares rather blankly for a moment at Zer, and says simply, "Reich is not a fan of being referred to in the third person. I believe that Kieran would know how to navigate through the principalities the best, and given that she is doing so at my behest, I yield to her wisdom." Once again, I Kieran very quickly, and then go back to very intently looking at my water.
And Stalbor, again, we've never officially met before. What's your opinion on this matter?
I side with Kieran. He's just quiet after that. That's all he says. Just drinks.
Then we're in agreement.
Luca's gonna
Luca.
walk away and go get a beer.
Mm-hmm.
Come back. Sit
Well,
down,
he's gonna wait
drink
till
his
Luca
beer.
comes back, and then he says, she says, Reich, this isn't third person. This is me getting your attention.
I know that. So he looks up at her.
But she actually said that to you. You may have somebody that can speak on Luca's behalf in other people's absence, don't you? Perhaps that information, it's a wild card, but perhaps using that information, it would burn quite a few bridges, but it could aid in clearing Luca's name if Luca was the one that discovered this information.
At that, I get my eyes narrow at him, and I say, "And what information would that be?"
I think we all know what information I'm referring to.
How did you find out about this?
I don't just have an ear on either side of my head. I didn't get to where I am by being bad at what I do. You've met me recently, but I've worked for a long time.
Reich looks really uncomfortable right now. I guess that could prove useful, but wouldn't that be problematic?
It would be problematic for some people involved, but it certainly could help Luca in drastic situations. If it were to come to pass, I need the lifestyle that I've created. I need it. It is how I get by, and I worked hard for it. However, Kieran is talking about going far from here. A place where I think I might not even be able to return from. That being said, why not have ducks in a row?
I underestimated you. I think you will be. I think you will be a worthy comrade. Then yes, I will go and speak. I will go and speak with my contact. I'll deal with that. We must be ready to leave immediately, though.
Well,
They'll move quickly.
you know what I mean by ducks in a row. You don't give all the information. You give just enough to leave them hanging, and then you plant the rest of it close enough by. Plant it well enough that when they discover it, it's as though Luca had it there the whole time and was trying to get it out there.
I believe I know exactly what you speak of. I think maybe we will have to meet again in private to prepare. Somewhere discreet. To finish up preparations. I know what I must do, but I want to make sure everything is set before we leave.
Meeting on the ship.
Indeed. I'll need about a day to prepare prepare. Let me know when you're ready.
We'll probably need that time as well. There are many things that I'll have to collect to go. That being said, I certainly could use a strong pair of arms, as I do not currently have them.
Oh, so Abigail, is he like referring to me?
No, actually she's referring to herself. She's in a frail form.
No, I mean like referring to me helping her out.
No, actually just
No,
saying
she's
I need
referring
aid
to
in
she
general.
has to go. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
'cause
just saying I
wouldn't
need
be able-
aid in general. It's actually kind of an open invitation to whomever would like to.
That Stalbor would speak up. Is just I feel very uncomfortable that we are, in a way, destroying your life. So if you need aid, I will offer. Not the strongest arms.
They'll
Luca-
be fine enough.
Luca will perhaps be best if he comes with me, so I can explain everything, and so he's aware and ready to answer questions when they're to be asked.
And
Luca,
frankly,
you also need to discuss your job as well, your shipping contacts that you made.
Yep, I've contacted my house already, and I'm going to go speak to them before we leave.
Okay, I need the details on that.
I will get you the details.
Okay.
And frankly, Kieran, I would prefer if you weren't the one to come along. You are, for some reasons, the highest profile person out of the group. Let's just say everywhere you go, you make a big bang.
Ha.
And with that, Ji will actually pick up her drink that she has otherwise never sipped from and just chug the entire thing and put it down in the bar, seeming like take a moment to catch the breath, but seeming happy to have tasted the ale, and then just kind of like nod towards the door to Stalbor and get up and start walking out.
He joins
Okay.
quite happily.
So Midori, new ship, which is funny because it's on actually a new anyways.
Ha!
Yeah, right. It's like a double new ship. Like, I don't know if it's a double entendre or the pun was. I liked it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can't say I didn't like the joke either.
I love bad
Fuck
jokes.
you.
Reap what you sow, right? So, anyways, So anyways, you guys are getting up and going your own ways. So Reich and Luca go, and you more or less are just inform each other of information. You don't have to role play throughout the every detail explains because you're both literally sitting here listening to each other when it happens. But feel free at the tail end of that. Is there anything you feel like you need to role play about that circumstance?
So just to Luca, do you remember everything that happened?
I believe so, yes.
Truncated version. I made alternative plans to deal with Nico should he turn to betray us. It turns out he found out about my plans.
Yep.
And I have a guy who's pretty much waiting for me to find more evidence to prove that he is a changeling. So essentially, we're going to drop.
So he goes over all the details.
Yep. You remember the details, right? Yep. Well.
Yeah. So the plan is to make it look like Luca found
just
out all
teasing.
along, and he was behind this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yes,
So,
I get that.
yeah, I'm gonna set up a meeting with my contact. I'm gonna try to send a message. I know where he hangs out, so I'm gonna try to send a message over to him.
Okay.
To,
Is it smart
make
that I'm there with you, or do you want to do this alone?
We want to make it seem like you were the one to discover this.
Yeah, so probably you want Luca with.
Exactly.
Prior,
Right,
Luca
yeah.
didn't know, and Reich was
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
explicit about that. But now he's bringing Luca on. Okay, cool.
Mm.
So you go and you make a deal to go to speak with him. He will speak with you tomorrow.
I
Okay.
expected that, so
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Anything else the two of your characters want to do between now and that role play scenario?
Nope.
Okay. Luca,
No, yeah.
Okay. And you more or less just going to go grab up the details or whatever so you can give them to Kieran, and you're good to go there. Kieran, what were you doing other than waiting for him to get you the details?
I'm probably gonna hammer down the details with Civis. No, shit, Canna.
Canna?
The house Canna. Yeah.
Sure.
So I get that. I'll switch away.
Sure. So you go and you hammer out those details like you were just saying, and get all the information that you need from them about what you transport, and you're good to go. There's no big concerns there about what they're doing. More or less, you're brokering. You're going to transport this stuff to the location for us, and in exchange, you're going to get we're going to repair the ship for you, and you're happy with that. So that's good. No problem. Next is Ollie and N.
And the repairs will be on the way back.
Yes.
Will be on like the. Yep.
Correct. The repairs will be on the way back, which is fine. You're actually planning that out because you're expecting more damage. And then
Expecting more damage.
Comcast is
right
being
now
a
it's
little
superficial
funky,
damage.
dropping some frames. Just a heads up, in case you're,
Don't look at it.
Yeah,
Can't hurt you if you don't look.
that's right. Look away. You don't want to see it.